Yeah, I thought from our side tonight, one of our more complete games. Got some output from every line, which was nice to see. Some balanced scoring, and we're pretty solid defensively. So I thought overall one of our better games tonight.
Are you seeing the consistency now between last night and tonight?
Yeah, it's better. There's still pockets in the game where I'd still like to see a little better. I felt like when we got up, we got a little bit sloppy, and a few players decided they were going to go more on the offensive side of things, and then we gave up that one goal. And so, but overall, generally speaking, I did think we were more consistent tonight, both offensively and defensively.
After winless in your last 3 matches, your team was able to finally capture a win. What was different today, Coach?
I think on both sides, one defensively locking down a little bit more, but probably more so the offensive side. I feel like some of our players have been gripping their stick pretty tight lately, and we've had the chances to score, it just hasn't been going in. And tonight they started to fall for us, and I think that started to loosen up some of our forwards a little bit, and got more of an offensive outburst there tonight.
Jenner, Jill, Fulton were together. What did you see out of them? Why did you make the decision to go back to the 3?
Yeah, I mean, they were a great line for us before. I feel that in order to be successful now in the NCAA, that you need to have more than one line. So I was trying to find some other combinations that might work for them and some other lines. And we've played around with it. And every once in a while, we put them back together in stretches. So I feel that if I can keep them together and we can get some output from the other lines on a consistent basis, then I'll be able to keep them together, and that'll bode well for us in the second half.
With just seconds in the second and third period, your team was able to find the back of the net. Why is your team able to enjoy so much success at the start of periods?
Yeah, that's interesting, to be honest. I think that's not been our strong point early on in the season. So tonight, good to get out and get off to some good starts there and generate some momentum right off the bat. I don't know if there's any good answer to why that happened, but if I knew a good answer, I guess I'd bottle it up and try to get that every game. I guess the one thing is we had the big line starting the second and third, and if they get it down the offensive zone, they can create a lot, and came through for us tonight.
And Brienne had a couple of points tonight, and she's now tied with Rebecca Johnston for 5th all-time in their Big Red career with 188 points.
Obviously they're both unbelievable players for us, and been real ambassadors for us here at Cornell, not just on the ice but also off the ice. Great people and great leaders, and obviously great hockey players, Olympic gold medalists. So it's expected that they would be up there in the scoring.
Being able to match your season high in goals scored on the final home game of 2014, what does that mean for your team?
Well, we really wanted to finish strong here in the first semester and try to carry that momentum into the second half. It's kind of like in a game when you have a good last shift at the end of a period, and then you can carry that over into the next period. It's the same thing with the first half of the season. We knew we had a tough schedule, but we feel like if we can have a strong last week here and then carry that momentum through Christmas and into the second half, that'll be real important for us. So we really want to have a strong weekend up at Clarkson and St. Lawrence as well.
What's your take on Amelia Bond's first start as a freshman and her first victory?
Yeah, I thought she was great tonight. I thought made some really big saves for us, especially early on and through the second period when the game was close and we needed some big saves. We gave up a couple odd man situations, and she looked really calm in there, looked really confident, and nice to see in her first start for a freshman like that to be able to step up to the plate and play that way. So that's good for us going forward.
So now that the out-of-conference schedule is pretty much done with, what do you think of the toughness, I guess, of the out-of-conference schedule, what that does for the team moving forward through UCA season and the NCAA?
Yeah, I mean, we knew you're playing, I guess the first ones anyway were BC, Minnesota, Duluth, and Mercer, just all in the top 10 in the NCAA. So we knew those were going to be challenging games for us and tough games for us. I like having a tough first half because I think it really exposes your weaknesses, and you see early on in the season where you need to improve and where you need to get better, and you make those adjustments. I feel like sometimes if you go through the first half and you play weaker opponents and everything just flows real smoothly, and then you get a false sense of security going into the second half, and you're not prepared for when things do get tough. So hopefully it'll help us going into the second half.
And Coach, now 4-6-1. What are you looking to improve on to get to where you want to be as the season progresses?
I think the biggest thing for us is consistency in our game. And being able to carry it through 60 minutes, both like tonight, both on the offensive side of things. Getting consistent output from different players from different lines, and having a balanced scoring attack, and then defensively making a commitment for 60 minutes to playing strong defensively, and not having those lapses in time and lapses in games that we've had throughout the first half.
Anything else?
And your take on Hannah Bunton had a couple of goals tonight playing on the line with Caitlin and Emily.
Yeah, nice to see that line get going. Like I said, to have to see that we can get balanced scoring from all three lines is going to be crucial for us throughout the rest of the season. So that was really a weight lifted off the team's shoulders, but also off some of the players' shoulders that have been getting opportunities. It just hasn't been going in for them tonight. It was nice to see them cashing in on those chances.
Your thoughts on today's game?
I thought the team came out really strong tonight. Defensively and offensively, we were 100% there and ready to play. Even when we got up a couple goals, we didn't stop working, getting to the tough corners and just pounding out. The work ethic kept up.
What was going through your mind when Coach told you you were starting tonight?
I was obviously pretty excited. I love to play hockey, so I was pretty excited to have a chance to get on the ice and help the team, and just do what I do and work hard.
Did you have some butterflies?
Obviously, everyone's going to have a little butterflies, but mostly just a lot of excitement and for the chance to get out there and help the team.
In what ways have you been preparing for this moment?
I've watched a lot of games. I've watched how the team plays, how other teams play. A lot of mornings out there on the ice, practices, a lot of visualization, just working hard and making sure I'm doing the little things to help the team.
Well, you noticed you probably had a pretty good game. Did you notice anything that you could work on, I guess, moving forward?
Yeah, obviously there's always stuff to work on. Make sure my feet are set for the shots, sliding right into the player, make sure I'm not oversliding the pass, and just keeping my hands out in front, playing big.
What was your, when the buzzer sounded and you got your first career victory, how did that feel?
I was just really happy for the team to get such a resounding victory, and to be able to help them was really a special feeling, and I'm just really happy for the team.
And to do it here at Lynah Rink.
Yeah, especially we're really lucky we have such a great fan base and people come out to support us, so it felt really good to get a win for them as well.
Did you have family in the stands for this special start?
Yeah, my dad actually drove down today to watch, so that was nice too. It was really nice of him to do that.
What did your teammates say to you after the victory?
They're definitely happy for me. It's always a great feeling to get out there and play hockey, so yeah, they're happy for me.
Were you able to use any kind of advice that's been passed to you so far in your career? Were you able to apply that at all tonight?
Definitely. Actually, just last week I was talking with Coach Edith about just staying in the moment and not worrying about the future, not worrying about the past. So I was really trying to execute on that tonight and just enjoy the moment.
First, your take on today's victory.
I mean, it's always huge to get a win at home. It's a big game. Out-of-conference games are really important this year, so just getting a win at home was huge for us and getting the ball rolling going into this weekend.
Now 4-6-1, what are you looking to improve upon as the season progresses so your team can finally be at where it wants to be?
I think tonight was a huge step forward in the right direction. Last night we had another solid game. Just playing a full 60 minutes is going to be important for us throughout the rest of the season, and keep getting those wins, getting that offense going is going to be huge for us for the rest of the season.
What's the comfort level right now on offense? It seems like things are starting to fall into place there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, things are falling into place, especially this game. Getting 6 goals is huge. I think we just need to keep shooting the puck, getting to the net, and getting those rebounds. And those dirty goals are going to be big. Not every goal is going to be pretty, but getting those dirty goals around the net is going to be huge for us moving forward.
looked like attacking the net tonight really did make that difference.
Yeah, for sure. It's always about getting pucks to the net and getting bodies to the net. If you get those bodies to the net, it's going to be hard for the goalies to see the puck and goalies to stop those pucks.
Coming off aggressive, straight out of periods, is that something that you guys practice upon, and why do you guys have so much success at the start of periods?
I mean, it's always huge to come out with a big start, get our legs moving, get the pucks to the net, get some goals in the first couple of minutes always sets the team back a little bit. So I think just getting that mentality to get good starts in the beginning of periods is really going to help us throughout the rest of the season.
Coach was preaching contributions throughout the entire lineup, so how big of an importance do you think that is, not to have just one line producing or something like that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you can't always just have one line that produces. It's not going to work throughout the whole season. Once you get to playoffs, you have to have all three lines. We only have 3 lines. You have to have all 3 lines contributing. So getting goals from different lines tonight is huge for us to keep going for the rest of the season.
How does Cornell's defense feed into that offense?
I mean, getting the pucks out and, getting our defense up in the score sheet too. We have some of our freshmen contributing lots, and getting them on the score sheet is huge. So once we get the puck out, we have a solid line of forwards that can put the puck in the net.
And your take on Amelia Bond, her freshman debut?
Oh, I mean, everyone was so happy for her. Just seeing her name up on the board for the start tonight was amazing, and seeing her start and get a huge win is so important for our team and so important for her. And just knowing that we have solid goaltenders that we can rely on for any game.
And take us through. You had 2 goals tonight. Take us through how they came to be.
I mean, both were just because of my teammates making good feeds to me. Kind of fanned on a few shots, so it worked, but getting the puck to me was huge. Playing with that line was amazing, and them just feeding me was all about the teammates.
Is this something you could carry on into future matches?
For sure. I mean, scoring a couple of goals always gives you a little confidence boost, gives your line a confidence boost, so I think that we can feed off that, and we're playing games quite soon anyway, so feeding off today's game and our line, I think we'll have some chemistry going into the weekend.
What's your mindset? You're now midway through a stretch where you're playing 4 games in 6 days. I mean, how do you put that into perspective?
I think our coaches really prepared us well for battles like this. Our whole preseason was about getting through those tough times, and I think we just take it day by day, period by period, and going into these games we have to go in with confidence. Coming off a big win is going to help us, obviously, going into these games, so just coming out strong and playing strong for the next 2 games is going to be huge.
What's your take on the out-of-conference schedule and the toughness of it? Does it prepare you for games you may see later in the season?
I think obviously our out-of-conference schedule has been really tough, a lot tougher than we've seen in the past, but it builds character, it builds a trust amongst one another. Going into these games, we know we've been through tough battles, we've been through the hard times, so going into these games, it's just going to be huge to build off that and trust one another that we can do it if we put our minds to it.